You know when people are like, do Muslim women like have hair under? I'm like, no, you don't.
Plot twist, girl, look at them our secret.
There's actually no hair.
Oh my god.
I don't know how I'm gonna start this. I just wanted to come on here and speak because I felt like I had to. Let me just address, yes, my head is covered. I am Muslim if you guys didn't know that, but my channel is for everyone. We're in for a ride. And we just have to stay strong. Bye guys. I feel like people just like refuse to believe that I'm a normal girl. I started wearing the hijab almost 2 years ago, and I was going through a lot. I was really confused at the time, and I really turned to my religion. Before I started wearing the hijab, I was actually a natural hair blogger. Even prior to wearing the hijab, I was always a bit hesitant because I knew a lot of my followers weren't Muslim. And now I'm like, it's like a part of me, so why would I hide that? Today, I just want to share how I maneuver as a Black Muslim woman in Los Angeles. I'm going to meet with my good friend Nilam, and we're going to chat about our shared experiences being Muslim women, and we're going to do it over a manicure. These ones are halal. Halal means that it's breathable and it's vegan. I'm going to do white.
Okay.
Cheers. Let's go before I change my mind.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So how are you loving LA?
I am obsessed with LA. I feel like I turned into a Cali girl so fast. I mean, it's obviously different from Minnesota. Like, I came here and it was such a culture shock.
Speaking of Minnesota, like I was just there.
You were just there, yeah.
And one of the number one things that was shocking to me is to go any place and see a hijabi, a group of hijabis.
Yep.
And I was just like, whoa, like coming from LA, you don't see that. Mm-mm. So I understand the culture shock. Like,
yes. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I was sitting at Earth Cafe with a couple of my friends, and it was like we were caged animals. It was the wildest thing ever. Like, we were just sitting, you know, enjoying my avocado toast like always, and like this girl is staring at me from one side, and then I see this other girl staring. I see firefighters in uniform just completely staring at us.
You know, I just recently started wearing the hijab, just only, like a year ago? Like the transition to like, okay, I'm going into modest fashion and wearing my hijab. You know, I feel like it's been positive. LA is like a melting pot of people from everywhere. I feel like they're really open out here. So it's not like I haven't really gotten any like backlash, but I have, you know,
it's
seen
not like
the
hate.
stares. It's not hate. There's no hate. I don't, thank God, I haven't experienced that like pure Islamophobia and just like pure hatred or anything like that. Nothing like that.
I remember being in this restaurant and this guy like brought me my food and he was like Bismillah, and then after he's like Alhamdulillah, and I was just like, that's cute that you like just, you know, like went out of your way to just like
I love
it's nice that you like went out of your way to be like, hey, like I see you and I respect you and I appreciate it, and it was the sweetest thing ever. Now that I have my halal manicure, I thought it could be fun to chat about the art of henna. Nadia is a makeup and henna artist. We're going to chat about Muslim women as well as get my henna done. I love henna so much. I've always really, really loved it, and I've always been so proud of it. All right. So do you like examine people's hands?
I do. I have to figure out what's the best way to make your hand look attractive. So I think with your hand, we're going to concentrate on the majority of the design, traveling from this end down your index finger and like basically covering this part and giving you some like drapes down here.
So right now we're doing black henna because I know for me it's culturally what Sudanese people do.
The color of this henna is black because it's mixed with jagwa. Jagwa on its own will color, like the stain looks like a tattoo. For a lot of Indians and Pakistanis, there is there's a thing that a bride has to hide her groom's name in her henna. Back in the day, brides didn't know their grooms, and so like here you're married to a stranger and it's your wedding night, so as an icebreaker he has to find his name in your henna. But what brides are doing nowadays is they're not hiding the name, they're making it like very prominent. Henna has cooling agents in it. In Africa, henna is not used as much for decoration purposes. You know, women tend to do it on their bellies too when they're pregnant because it helps cool their bodies.
I love that.
I think I'm done.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. It felt really wonderful to get my henna done, and I love the design. But now it's time to talk about something really dear to my heart, the hijab. I think a lot of the stigma surrounding the hijab stems from a lack of understanding about Islam. I'm headed over to see my friend Maria, who runs a hijab company. It's so cool to me how there's so many different ways to wear the hijab. How does your family typically wear it?
Well, what's interesting is because my mom is Mexican.
Yeah.
And she's a convert to Islam, born and raised in America. So she never had like a culture that practices the concept of hijab. She would wear like the one pieces. And so when I became ready to wear the hijab, I could not relate to that. So what my mom told me to do, she inspired me. She said, let's go to Joann's, get fabric, and sew your own scarves.
It's hard when people only talk about the negative aspects of it because of course that comes with it inevitably, but like they focus so much on that.
So when you think about like the future, do you
Yeah.
get nervous at all, or?
I'm nervous, but I'm more optimistic and more excited than anything.
That my fear, I'll be honest with you, stems from the fact that I'm, Mexican Arab Muslim. I was in liberal Santa Monica, sitting outside of a very well-known cafe reading a book, and a guy comes over, passes by me, and just stops in his place and goes, how could you let her sit here? Does anybody see this? Nobody go over there. Don't you see that there's a dumb Arab bitch? I literally said a prayer, and he threw the table that I was on towards me. Thankfully it didn't hit me. But I'll be honest with you, like, aside from that being really scary, and he like kind of ran off after that, the scarier thing was that there were two elderly white women who was sitting next to me, and they didn't say anything. But it was things like that that made me realize, like, this is 2018. I'm an educated, self-sufficient working woman. I happen to be of mixed background and outwardly Muslim, but like, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? It should never happen. So that's where I say, like, I do have a bit of fear, and the fear kind of gets channeled into like an engine running for me to like make sure that the future is better for my children.
I'm a first generation American. So for me, it's really important that my kids are able to take the best of their Sudanese culture and the best of their American culture, and obviously have Islam, and they are able to shape their narrative and what it really truly means to be American Muslim. A lot of the Muslim women that we see in social media have to do with beauty and fashion, and I think that's great. That's a step. But there's also Muslim women who are doing other things that are so incredible that aren't getting the recognition. So when I think about the future, I want them to get the recognition as well, And I think right now we're shaping it. There's so much representation, but I'm just so excited. There's so much stigma and negativity surrounded around how people perceive the hijab because that's what's in the media. And you can't necessarily blame people for what they've been fed, but you can blame people for not wanting to understand. It's really sad to know that people might judge me because of my religion, and I think that comes from a lack of knowledge and a lack of empathy. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud of my religion, and I'm not afraid to show it. I am truly hopeful that if we make the effort to share our stories, we can break stereotypes and focus on living in a world where we can all belong. Thank you so much for watching. For more videos, click here, and to subscribe, click here.